Hello everyone, welcome back to my knowledge share session. Learn with me. Today we are going to continue on the same topic on cloud platform integration. In that, how we are going to use Groovy inside that. In the last video, I just gave an introduction on Groovy scripting in terms of an online Groovy editor. Which will simulate the CPI environment so that we can write the script on that, test it, then we can deploy it on the CPI, right? So in that the same approach, I'm going to continue on the Groovy scripting videos. Today we are going to take up a topic called merging a XML using a Groovy scripting. Okay, let us take on an example like this. You are going to get an XML like this, which is called a Hierarchical XML or Columnar XML, which is different from a normal key pair combination, right? You can see in the right side, you will see that XML will be in this structure normally. You will have a key and value, right? But some of these XML which are generated from the database, especially in the Hana Studio, when you are converting your SQL output to a XML, the XML will be created in this format. How it formed is, first element will be a columns, and the second element will be the rows. Okay, columns element will have the column names, and the row element will have only the tag name called value like that only. So what we have to do is we have to correlate this value to a column name and create an XML like this. This is what we are going to do it in our Groovy scripting. Let's see this outside portion of the XML. I just took an output of an SQL in the Hana Studio. Then I save it an XML. The XML was saving in this format. First it was showing, first element shows columns, which has 5 columns: date, count, sales, returns and tax. Then remaining elements will be called rows. Rows will have each row element. Row will have this same 5 number of columns, but the column name, the tag name will be value only. So what we have to do is take the first value of this and take the name of the first column. Then second value to the name second column called count. Like that we have to correlate it. How we can do that using a Groovy script? That is what our exercise today. Okay. How it will do is like this. It will come. So the date will come as a date. Tax will come like this, tax, and sales will come as a sales. This is what we are going to do it. Okay. How we are going to do it using a Groovy script? We are going to use the first one, class called XmlSlurper. That instance is to parse our XML, which is coming as an incoming message. Okay, to parse the XML, this incoming XML, we are going to use this XmlSlurper. Then we are going to use called a StringWriter that will create a XML string in the memory. Then we are going to use the MarkupBuilder class, which is associated with the StringWriter, that will create a actual XML structure in this way. Okay. Then we are going to use a for loop of each rows, the rows, right? The rows here. We are going to travel through these rows, iterating through these rows, form a loop, and each element we are going to correlate with the column this is most important, the column dot each with index. This is the vital keyword which we are going to use it to iterate the rows and correlate with the column with the corresponding index, right? This is a nested loop that iterates through each column element along with the current row index. So when it processes the row, you will have index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, right? So index 0 correlate with the index 0 of column, index 1 column with the index of the column, index 3 of a row will correlate with the index 3 of the column, like that. So with these statements, using XmlSlurper, we are going to parse the XML. StringWriter and MarkupBuilder is going to create XML, and we are going to create a for loop on these rows using rows.index, that syntax. Inside the row.index, rows.each index, with the statement called columns.each with index, we are going to associate the elements, right? With this, we will write a Google script and execute it. Okay. Now I will go to Google script and write a Google script and explain you one by one. Okay, I am now inside the Groovy editor. As I explained to you in the last video, I am going to use this Groovy editor for testing my Groovy script. This will simulate your CPI environment. Like, you can pass the message, input message from this place. Okay, then you can write your Groovy script here and you will get an output which you can verify so that your Groovy script is working fine or not before you actually deploy that in the CPI environment. Okay. Now in our session, what we are going to do is I am going to pass this XML, which is having a hierarchical approach, which will have the column as a one set of elements and rows as another set of elements, and my output should be merged, like the value will be replaced with the actual column name. This is what we are going to do it, right? So I will pass this XML as an input here, and I want the expected output like this. Okay. Now I will copy paste my Groovy script here and explain you the statements one by one instead of writing the script directly here. Okay, I already wrote the script here. I will copy paste it here. I will explain you one by one. So these are all the packages which I am going to import it, right? And this is the starting of your Groovy definition. So this statement will be, you will be knowing from the message I am get a body, and I create an instance of a XmlSlurper to parse my XML, and in the XmlSlurper I pass the body, this body which I received here. I am going to pass it and get the XML output. The parsed XML value will be stored in this place. Secondly, I am going to parse this XML from the columns.column. So this value will be stored in the columns as array, and same way XML rows.row. This rows.row will be stored as an array in the rows. Okay. Third one is the writer. I am going to create a StringWriter object. Then I am going to create a builder using this writer. So this instance, I am going to use it. Using this builder instance, I am going to create this XML structure, this structure. The way I want the XML structure, that way the builder will allow you to do that. Okay. So the builder dot root. So this whatever the name you are giving here, that will form here root. Okay. inside the root I am going to do a for loop of rows.each. What are the rows I am going to fetch it here, that I am going to do a for loop on this. So this form a loop. Then for each loop or each row I am going to create one more tag called row that forms here. Okay, this row. So root and row is clear for you now. Now inside now these things to be created now. That's what we are going to do it here. So in the columns dot each with index, this is the most important statement. What it will do is it will take the current index of the row, right? This row in the row loop, current index of the row, and each with index will go to the columns and pick up the corresponding index value. Alright, so now you are in the first index. The index will always start with 0, so we will take as a 0. Index 0 of a row go to index 0 of a column. So date will come here. So with that index it will pick up the column name. So column dot at name dot text. So at name, this name dot text. So value date will come here. Column name date will come here. Same way value will be row dot value. This row dot value of that current index 0. Current index 0. So 2025-0201 will come here. Okay. Now this is a statement. Let us close it. This is a statement. Question mark colon space, which means if the value is blank or this value is not there, what should I do? So that's what it is doing. I am replacing with blank here. Okay, that's it. So now in the loop you are getting the column name using the current index, each with index, and get the value of a row. So column name and value will received for you. Now this statement dollar column name bracket value will form this statement like a name pair value. So this will be done by this statement. That's it. We are done with the script. So this loop will end here. This loop will be end here. This loop will be end here, and this is the column with each index loop. So you have a 3 inner loops. Main loop is for each row for loop. Inside that get the corresponding index of a column, get the column name, get the current value of a row, and put it together in the XML. Right. So that forms it. Finally, I am going to set the body as rewriting it. So this writer object will take care of all the string found by a string in the memory. So this XML string will be converted to a toString and put back in the message, and message will be returned back. That's it. Okay. So to do this correlation, so we are going to use the columns dot each with index. Right. Now let us run it and execute it. How it works. It is done. See, the value will be coming as a date here. This value will come as a count here, and this value will come as a sale here, like that. Okay. Hope you got the idea of these things. So effectively we covered in the Groovy script the Slurper and MarkupBuilder to write a XML, and the column for loop, how to do the for loop of the by parsing the XML, and how we will do the correlation between the two elements using the each with index. Okay, now we are done with this. What we will do is we will copy paste this in the CPI and execute in CPI and test it finally. Okay, so far it is working good. Now we will see that same thing in the CPI. Okay, now I am inside the CPI. Let me create a iflow. So I will create a new iflow. Iflow name I give it as Groovy 3. Groovy 2 merge XML. Okay, I'm going inside the iflow now. So this one I am not going to deploy anything, I'll just simulate and we can see that. Okay, so how we will create a Groovy script? We will go here, we will create a Groovy script. So Groovy script, once the palette will be created, then you can use this to create it. So by default some default Groovy will come here, which I am not going to use it now, which I am remove it. Copy paste my script here, which I already developed, which I used it in the IDE, right? You can directly use it here. Okay, I will copy paste from here. Copy paste it. Okay, so I will re-explain. So these are all the packages I am going to use it, and then I am going to get the instance and get the body from the message. Then I am going to create a Slurper instance, and you see Slurper is used to parse the XML coming as incoming message. The parsed message are stored in the XML here. Then I am going to retrieve columns as a row, as an array, and rows as an array. Then builder.root. So the builder, the markup builder will be used to create a XML structure. So this is the way we will be creating a structure. Builder.root. Root will form a main element, then form a for loop. Then I am going to use the each with index to correlate from the rows to column using the current index. Then finally create that statement. Once the statement is created, the set body will put back in the message. Okay, now we will apply it. The script is applied, so I can verify here there is no errors or warnings or information, whatever the things. Nothing is there. Then I will close it now. Okay. Now I will save it. Okay, now I am not going to deploy, as I said, I am not going to deploy anything. I will simulate it from here. What I will do is I will create a simulation starting, I will create a simulation ending. In the simulation start, I am going to pass this body as a XML, right? So this is my incoming XML, which is in a hierarchical model. I will go here, paste it, I will say OK. Then I will execute it now. Simulate. Okay, simulation completed successfully now. So let us see the Let us see the result. So initially the body will be the same as what I am sending. After the Groovy script, then what is my body? The body will be changed, right? So I will copy paste it, go to my notepad, I will create a new and paste it here. Plugins XML different, and I will say language as XML. See now, if you correlate this, the root has come, row has come. You can see that here in the statement. The Groovy script. Right. Whatever you are writing as a root here, that will come here, root, and then you started with the row, right? This row will come this statement, and this will be returned by this statement, column name and value. To get the corresponding value, you will get the row value is straightforward. Row.value.index will take this row dot value. This value will be straightforward. But for how you get the column name, respective column name is using the each with index, right? This is the most important part, right? That's it. Hope now you got an idea how the Groovy script works in the form of a hierarchical XML or columnar XML. This kind of XML is very rare occasions, but just to make it clear, I made this video. Right? How we can correlate the elements within the XML in the Groovy script using the word called columns.each with index. Okay. Hope you are clear with the Groovy script now for merging the XML. And please do comments. Please do comments your remarks and questions on this. I will be very happy to reply back to you. Okay. Thank you so much.